Hello friends, welcome to Inside Cycling Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the first Indian space tourist. As a part of this video, we will discuss about what is the space tourism and the details of this NS-25 mission. That means which rocket used, which company involved, and what is the total duration of this program. After that, we will discuss about what are the India's perspective regarding the space tourism, when we can expect this kind of space tourism program, and what are the other companies involved, and what are the impact of these kind of space tourism programs, environmental impact, economic impact. So various types of impact we are going to discuss. Okay. Apart from that, the one of the most technical aspects is there are different types of space tourisms: suborbital space tourism, and orbital space tourism, and lunar space tourism. We'll discuss about the various types. After that, we'll discuss about what is the Karman line. Okay, so at how much height it is present, what is the difference between this aircraft and spacecraft. All those details will cover at the fag end of this video. Okay, first, without any further delay, we will see the context of this video. The context is Indian-born aviator and commercial pilot Gopi Totakura was among the 6 space tourists who undertook a short recreational trip to space on May 19th. Actually, this entire program was around 9 minutes, certain seconds. He was the first space tourist from India, but more than 50 others have made trips to date, that means from other countries. And the first Indian who made into the space was Rakesh Sharma. He was the wing commander Rakesh Sharma, who flew to Salyut 7 space station on Soviet spacecraft in 1984. It was. And we all know that 1984 was very significant year to India regarding the Operation Blue Star and unfortunate assassination of Indira Gandhi ji, our former Prime Minister, Bhopal gas tragedy. In that particular way, it is somewhat significant to our country. Next, details of this particular mission. This mission name is NS-25. Here you have to understand this entire mission is related to the private company. Nowadays, NASA is giving contract to private space company to send astronauts even to the International Space Station. That contract given to so far SpaceX as well as the Boeing. Okay. Now this is about the space tourism. It is not exactly related to ISS, International Space Station. So this NS-25, this is a suborbital space flight mission. Generally, the suborbital space flight mission means generally there are around 100 kilometers. Okay, there are around the Karman line, and the mission will come back to the Earth. So those are known as generally the suborbital space flight missions. Launch vehicle, New Shepard rocket. Launch date, it was 19th May. How many members involved? 6 people involved. The name of the company, Blue Origin. It is American space startup founded in 2000 by Jeff Bezos, the founder of the Amazon. The entire launch, the duration of this entire launch, it was around 10 minutes, during which the spacecraft attained the maximum height of around 1056 kilometers. Like I said, it was around the Karman line, and it came back to the Earth. It was one of the shortest and quickest trips, because previously some of the space flights they lasted for around 3 to 4 days as well, along the revolving around the Earth. This Blue Origin so far, it took around 37 tourists to the space. Last time it was around 2022. In 2022, due to some technical grounds, they aborted the mission. After that, again this was the next mission after that. Some of the private space companies which are offering the space tourism: Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, Axiom Space, Zero Gravity Corporation, and airline companies like Boeing and Airbus. They are into space tourism so far. Dragon, it is one of the rocket used by the SpaceX for the space tourism or else any other space related activities. SpaceX was the first private company to carry the astronauts into the space, even till the International Space Station as well. Okay, tell me students, this International Space Station is present in which type of orbital? Like low Earth orbital, or it present in the geosynchronous or polar orbit? In which orbit you can find the International Space Station? Comment your answer. New Shepard, it is a reusable suborbital launch vehicle. Suborbital launch vehicle. In very few minutes, I will explain what is that suborbital space mission means. Next, so here Generally, after 100 kilometers, space begins. That means up to 100 kilometers, this aircraft can travel. Beyond that, only spacecraft can travel. This line was actually discovered by Hungarian scientist. His name was Theodor von Karman. So on his name, it was named as Karman line. This particular NS-25, it is related to suborbital space flight. Here, let me explain. There are different types of space flights, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video: suborbital space flight, orbital space flight, and the lunar space tourism. Suborbital space flight, it's up to around 100 kilometers in and around the Karman line. Then orbital space flight, it is above 100 kilometers and up to around 4 to 500 kilometers. That is about the orbital space flight. Okay, it is way beyond the Karman line, we can call it as. In September 2021, SpaceX Falcon 9, it took around 4 passengers to an altitude of around 160 kilometers height of Earth. Okay, these astronauts, they spent around 3 days and they done the revolutions around the Earth. And the third one is the lunar space tourism. So far, only astronauts landed on the surface of the moon. And after the success of the Artemis program of USA, they may expand this space tourism program to the lunar surface as well. Karman line we already discussed. This is the line which distinguished between the Earth atmosphere and the outer space. And the aircraft and spacecraft also we have seen. And generally, what are the challenges in the space tourism? Number one, the cost. So it is very highly costly FIs. Of course, any technology in the earlier stage, it costs a lot. As the technology mature enough, it reaches to so many people. We are seeing even with the electric vehicles as well. So this is not a surprising one. Environmental concern. Space tourism generally, it leads to a lot of environmental damage as well because of the emissions from the rocket. According to the research by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, that is MIT, emissions from the rocket are more lethal compared to the greenhouse gas emissions. So we have to watch out for these emissions from the rockets. Then safety concerns. The fatality rate is also around 3%. That means around 3% of the people so far they lost life as in the process of this space tourism. This is quite high number. Might be in future as technology is becoming more mature, we can reduce that fatality rate. At the moment, these are the 3 challenges related to space tourism. Regarding the emission side, there is one interesting protocol related to ozone depletion, that is the Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol, it adopted in 1987. The main aim is about phasing down of the around 100 chemicals called ozone depleting substances. It is phasing down, not completely eliminating them, phasing down gradually, stepwise manner. Because of this Montreal Protocol, at least we are able to reduce the ozone depletion. That is what majority of the observers are saying. Even the study from the UNEP is also saying the same thing. Okay, so this is about the space tourism. Yesterday's video question: what is the importance of developing Chabahar port by India? The importance is India will not depend on Pakistan for access to Afghanistan and Central Asia. This is the significance of developing Chabahar port to India. Next, today's video question. It is with reference to SpaceX. Consider the following statement. It is an experiment by ISRO to monitor and destroy space debris. It can increase the longevity of a mission and provide a futuristic option to combine missions, experiments. So which of the 2 statements are true? Main question. Assess the impact of space tourism on the global economy, environment and international collaboration. Highlight the challenges and benefits of commercializing space travel and propose strategies for sustainable and inclusive development of this emerging industry. This is the main question. As we reach to the end of this video, okay, just we do some quick revision. In this video, we discussed about space tourism and details regarding the NS-25 mission and different stages in the space tourism like suborbital, orbital and lunar one. What are the private companies involved in space tourism? India may achieve space tourism only after the successful launch of the Gaganyaan. What are the possible issues related to space tourism like environmental one, economy one? Those challenges we discussed along with the Montreal Protocol. What are other private companies involved in space tourism? So these are the details we discussed in this particular video, that is the space tourism. I hope you got benefited from this video. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.